winner of that third match for the championship. And here is a good look at B.J. Moore, 29 years old.
Riviera, it's a pleasure to be here.
And this is OG, Matt O'Grady. And that is just a hair off.
One of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, one of the young guns, and just a super kid, great personality, and so much talent. I just love watching Matt O'Grady throw it. He's just so unique, and what a talent, and just a great person.
Made 2 appearances on TV in the 2016 World Series of Bowling. He was on the winning team in USA versus the World, and then in the Shark Championship in that 4-person format, he was number 4 and did not go on into the finals. In fact, 2016 was the last time we saw B.J. Moore on our air. Second in that Scorpion Championship. Tommy Jones beat him there. And was 4th in the Cheetah Championship and did not make it into the finals. That's got to hurry. And he broke up a sleeper back there to leave a single pin.
And another great young man, B.J. Moore, him and his wife Tania, just had a new addition to their family.
And Tania is there. In fact, if you look right there, just over BJ's left shoulder, you just got a good little glimpse of the new mom. And the baby's not here. Tania's mom is watching the baby in Pennsylvania, a couple of hours away. There's Tania, by the way, a very accomplished bowler in her own right.
Absolutely.
So, Randy, this is a really unique pattern in Riviera, and the man who was named after somebody you're very fond of.
Absolutely. Newly designed, 40 feet in length. It's the Don Johnson pattern. Don Johnson was my last bowling coach, the late, great Don Johnson, the Kokomo kid. But you could see multiple angles, and what we saw a lot early on this pattern through match play and qualifying was players using a lot of urethane. You want to talk about talent. This young man right here, B.J. Moore, wow.
And he really came on late in match play to elbow his way into this show.
Nope.
You heard him say nope, and that looked like almost the same shot.
That actually looked like the location was better, and it might be that the left lane may be a little bit more snug down lane. B.J. Moore, as you mentioned, was in 19th after the first round of match play. And then he said he went and drilled 3 new balls and went from 19th to 7th and then hopped into that 4th seed the last 8 games of match play.
So he's 2-2 with that pin. And take a look here at Matt O'Grady. When you take a look at Matt, he is fit. He told me earlier today, and I couldn't believe this, but from a year ago, he's dropped 30 pounds. And I never thought he was that heavy to begin with.
Right, I didn't either.
But he is in premium shape and has really spent the last several weeks devoting himself to his workouts.
Beautiful. I'm talking to both BJ and Matt O'Grady. I asked them about their grip as we take a look at Matt O'Grady's swing. Very loose. Up at the top of the swing. This is what we typically see with all of the power players now, that straight arm with the backswing and then the forward arm being forward, that straight line, just open shoulders, and then that big snapping of the wrist and elbow at the bottom of the swing. Lay off.
He asked for it to lay off. And that's a rough one for Matt in this 3rd frame.
Got it just up the lane, a hair, and it goes through the nose, and he pays for it. Right through the heart. The only good break before goes late.
Makeable for a professional. Yes, sir! And that's, will, without question, be our hammer tough spare replay.
Well, he converts it perfectly, and the good news is he was working on a strike, so he doesn't lose count. Throw the 3 over into the 7. Well done, young man.
And a little bit of a psychological swing back in B.J. Moore's lap here, as he might have thought that O'Grady would leave something on the deck. Okay, 3 in a row, same lead. He likes that shot. You could hear him say it's pretty good.
He's just a little firm right now, and that's, this whole pattern is real tricky. That's why a lot of players use urethane. He needs to get just a little bit softer with that location.
One thing you'll notice as you watch the show today, on the way we're set up, very often we have bleachers off to the player's immediate left. As this will be 3-3, but in keeping with the tradition of the way it was done in the long run in Riviera, we have got the seating the way it used to be. We'll take a look at BJ Moore's arsenal. Hustle HYB is what he has out there right now.
Well, the fire marshal wouldn't let any more bodies in the building.
That is true, actually. Marshal Holman wanted to, but the fire marshal said no. Yeah, we had folks, I got here almost 2.5 hours before airtime, and there were people already waiting outside the door. They were lined up in a 90-degree angle to walk through those famous doors at Riviera today. Oh, my God, I thought that was flush.
Unbelievable. One of the fastest pocket 710s you'll ever see.
At this point right there, Randy, I was going to call that a strike.
That messenger actually went behind the 10, and it was so fast I could hardly see it. Awful break for BJ Moore. Well, 3 710s have been converted on television in the history of the tour.
And bang it. And not bad.
Well, this got pretty close to that 10-pin hopping up on the back of the pin deck right there. Goes over to Mike Devaney, his ball rep. Trying to get a little intel.
There's a sweep away of the 10-pin for O'Grady.
Come on. Nothing good ever came easy.
And Matt's arsenal, Hustle Inc. What he's out there with right now. College bowler at William Patterson in New Jersey, a 3-time junior Team USA member.
And I think that something that needs to be mentioned is that Matt and BJ Moore are real good friends, and they're actually bowling the Marshall Holman Mark Roth doubles together.
As they did a year ago. That's a little light and leaves a sleeper back there this time. The 8-pin's hanging out.
I was going to try to get you and me into the Roth Holman doubles, but
that would have been great.
They said they were full.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's a shame.
Yeah.
Because I think we would have taken it.
And they said we couldn't have any handicaps, so. 6 for 6 on the 2-8 spare conversions.
And who would have announced it if we made the show anyway? That
Right?
would have been another dilemma, so best we didn't do it. 7 for 7 is O'Grady on that. And our ABC Sunday Showcase game presented by the United States Marine Corps sees the Cavaliers and the Celtics for the 3rd time this season. You will need a program to tell this Cavalier team apart, but LeBron is still there. That will be 3 o'clock Eastern, noon Pacific on ABC. And, of course, you can see it on the ESPN app. And coverage begins with NBA Countdown at 3. Of course, this is pretty much LeBron's hometown right around here. There you go, BJ Moore. And the good news for him is he was only down 15 going into that shot there. So O'Grady's still very much within reach.
A little light mixer here for BJ. Puts a good touch on it at the bottom of the swing and gets the pins to cooperate. Now looking to double up. Cut the deficit to 5 if he strikes here.
Oh, another good-looking shot. The result that time is a ringer on the 10.
Well, you can't throw it any better than what BJ Moore just did here with his shot. And that was a vicious ring and 10. Back-to-back shots on the left lane for BJ. Ripper 7-10, ring 10, around a strike.
Come on, man.
Well, Riviera Lanes has also played host to the 1993 Tournament of Champions. And back in April of 93, George Branham III made history. He was the tournament leader and would go on to defeat Parker Bone III, becoming the first African-American to win a PBA major and thus far the only African-American to win the Tournament of Champions. And this will be Branham's only major win. You knew him well.
My old tour roommate, man. We grew up bowling together in Southern California as kids. And, well, I'll tell you what, nobody threw it sweeter than George Branham.
Brought to you by Go Bowling. Promotional offers, tips to improve your game, news, or to locate a bowling center near you, log on to GoBowling.com. By Columbia 300. Perfection is Columbia 300. By Barbasol Premium Razors. You're looking good, America. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance. A real slice of Americana. Derby Downs, built in 1936, will host an All-American Soapbox Derby again, the 81st time on July 21. And get about 5,000 fans there, and those cars can move. Get up to about 35 miles an hour. It is time for our extra frame tournament highlights, and Jesper Svensson just ran and he hid after about a day and a half of this event using that kind of power.
Andrew Anderson had a 67-pin lead over third going into position round. He shoots 245, beats Jesper for the second time in match play to hang on to the number 2 seed.
Jason Belmonte was 24th. The bottom of the match play qualifiers, he ran right through that into third place.
And Dave, the final 3 spots got real interesting, and they were up for grabs. BJ Moore, however, shoots 230 to move into the number 4 spot.
So we're down to a pair of Matts. Matt Sanders, the lefty, and Matt O'Grady, the righty. So Sanders has this, a 3-7, and he makes it. So he has a chance to make the show until the big 4 squashes him. And I don't think Matt O'Grady's overly proud of the score he shot in this last game, but you know what? He made it.
150 to get in to qualify for your first ever major championship appearance. He'll take it.
And it's a testament to the friendship of O'Grady and Moore that as O'Grady walked off the lane, knowing he made the show, the first person to greet him was the guy he was going to play for the right to play Jason Belmonte, B.J. Moore.
Boy, you really had to feel for Matt Sanders, too.
Yes.
Pulled his heart out, made the 3-7, as you mentioned, and then needed a hit and goes big 4 to miss the telecast.
Good looking ball there. That's raw power from O'Grady.
I'll tell you who else had a really nice week and has been red hot. Keep an eye out for Kyle Troop. Don't be surprised if he wins his first major this year. Kyle finished second at the Japan Cup. He was the high qualifier at the Team USA Trials. Had 299, 300 the last 8 games of match play in this event. Kyle Troop has been on fire.
Yeah, he didn't miss by much. And he seems so comfortable when he is out there now.
Oh, Lord.
Left.
Yeah.
Good break.
Just not feeling this lane. Come on.
And he's talking about the left lane that he's not real happy with.
And these shots, Dave, are created because the players feel like they have no room at all to the right. Not an inch to the right. And so that makes the players feel like they're handcuffed, and that's where that tug or that missed left comes into play.
And if those lanes look familiar to you, those who watched it back in the day, they are the famed.
Don't hang that one, Randy. We want to clunker again.
You know, I've talked to both players about their grip, and it's something that I've been working on and trying to get my thumb hole tighter and tighter because I used to like to get in there and claw on it. And I spoke with B.J. Moore and Matt O'Grady. They both said, oh, yeah, extremely tight thumb holes. In fact, Matt O'Grady's thumb was so tight, once during league, he hung up, the ball went through the ceiling tile, came down, hit him in the head, and actually knocked him out for 10 seconds.
Ooh, that took a hard left. And what I was saying before Matt began to talk to Randy there is that this pair of lanes is the pair in Tournament of Champions history, the most famous pair of all, and you see a lot of those names up there on that banner. They fought on these lanes for the title.
I missed a 5-pin on this pair once.
That can't be.
Honestly, I made 2 shows here at Riviera, and I hung up in my spare ball and actually missed a 5-pin.
Oh, boy, that's one.
Oh, he got it the hard way, but he got it.
Exactly how I planned it. Exactly how I planned it.
2 of the nicest guys on tour right there.
Yep, no question.
Their wives are real good friends. BJ and Matt, good buddies, and You know, I always thought that was an advantage in a situation like this where you could at least compete against your buddy. It kind of helped loosen you up a little.
Yeah, oh yeah. You're already excited enough as it is. They're going for their first major championships. These guys are regional champions, qualified to get into the Tournament of Champions. And now look at them. You see the max scores. O'Grady with an 18-pin advantage in the max.
Pretty good.
You're right, BJ. That's 10 straight back.
Well, BJ needs to get something going here before he gets too far behind. Down by 18, working on a strike now in the 8th. Needs to somehow find a way to throw a three-bagger to take the lead.
Well, O'Grady has been ham and egging so far. Well, there's a clear demarcation in which lane he likes and which lane he does not like. Well, we have a moment. Let's take a look at our Tech Talk with Randy.
Well, we're starting to see this more and more, this prototypical power style where the backswing and front arm are kind of in line with the shoulders wide open, and then the snapping of the wrist and elbow at the bottom of the swing to create revolutions. But watch what Matt does. He's very unique. See how open that hand is? Okay, we see that a lot, but watch this move. He gets even deeper, working the inside part of the ball.
And suddenly he likes the left lane. And that's a gigantic double. The winner will face Jason Belmonte, a two-time Tournament of Champions winner. So BJ Moore's got his work cut out for him now. Zero margin for error here for the 29-year-old. Got to go. Wow, did that ever go? We got Big Monday, ACC, 7 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night on ESPN. Notre Dame against number 21, North Carolina. That'll be in beautiful Chapel Hill. This one's on ESPN and the ESPN app if you are out and about. What a gorgeous shot there by BJ Moore.
Yeah, both players have an extremely high rev rate and power, and a lot of ball speed, and BJ Moore, that last ball, dead flush. The only thing that's going through his mind right now is throwing a double here in the 10th frame to force Matt O'Grady to get the first hit in the 10th.
Again, the max for BJ is 212. Let's see what Lincoln's dad can do here.
Remember the two terrible breaks for BJ Moore on this left lane.
Oh, boy. And that one through the nose.
In the left lane, the undoing for BJ Moore today.
Going to be aggressive with this and almost got a bounce off the back, but in the 10th frame, Moore winds up with a 174. And Matt O'Grady is moving on. And his reward is a match with Jason Belmonte.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matt O'Grady is up for the task, and he's not going to shy away from a challenge.
Well, he said it earlier. Not worth it if it's easy. That'll help anybody's attitude.
You want to be the best, you have to beat the best.
Do you mean to be the man, you have to beat the man?
Yeah, and two of the men are on today's telecast with Jesper and Belmonte.
Yep, Jesper Svensson, the #1 seed, who just crushed the field in match play. They were joking that he actually left the building the last 3 games and still held on to first. That's how far ahead he was. As O'Grady will put the finishing touches on a victory. For the next match will be Matt O'Grady looking for his first major championship against a man who's looking for his 10th. Jason Belmonte, Matt O'Grady, our next match when we return to historic Riviera.